Okay, that's good enough. Alright, so I was gonna keep this short, but I decided that this is the shortest final show of all time, so you can all just deal with it. I wrote it all down because otherwise I'm just gonna turn into a puddle of tears, so I'm just gonna read it. There are so many things that I want to say and nothing that I want to forget. It's very messy and scattered, and that stressed me out so much at first, trying to put all my thoughts together like a puzzle. But I realized that that's not what this is about. I was trying to think so logically and so analytically, but that isn't the acoustics. It is messy. It is laughing out loud, and it is the boys stealthily removing their pants during very serious songs. And it is running and jumping onto each other, dabbing. Driving to retreat in a hurricane, wearing each other's sweatshirts and drinking out of a water bottle in rehearsal without even flinching to try to know whose it is. It is messy and it is beautiful and it is felt in your heart, not your mind. I would have it no other way. It was hard though, because I lived so much in my mind. My first semester as an acoustic was disorienting to say the least, as the classes of 2013 through 2015 will highly attest to. I was floundering in all the excitement, but I was happy, and that is something I want to take this moment to let you all know. To those of you who sung me into this group and were there for my shaky first semester as an acoustic, you made me fall in love. With each of you, with this group, with the music, with the experience, and eventually with myself. I am so privileged to have grown into myself under the guidance of every person in this room. So much of who I am is a reflection of all of you, and they are all the parts that I am most proud to be. More than anything else, the acoustics has been a safe space in which I have always felt the desire and the support to grow. I've always understood the family thing, but I think it took me a while to fully get the journey. This past year has been a year of change and excitement and also reflection. I have taken a lot of time to look back on how my perception of this group has changed over the years because of how much I had to change with presidency. Being the president of this group is the greatest honor that has ever been given to me, and I would not trade it for the world. But it provided for a great shift in how I understood what it meant to be an acoustic at all stages of this experience. Reflecting on my experience this year is difficult, and it's going to make me cry right away, because this was the year, and this was the time that this group punched me right in the gut every day. It hurt to love you all so much that I feel it in the pit of my stomach, because I can see that expiration date of all the silliness and daily love and chaos so easily in my grasp. And here it is. Here I am, giving this speech and looking at all of you with so much adoration for the group I have watched unfold before me these past few years. I remember each and every one of you from the first day we met. Putting my heart and soul into hand-selecting each person of the future group sitting in front of me was my greatest design. I am proud of each of you and so humbled to have led you. It's hard to believe that I am no longer among you. I remember so vividly and with such nostalgia and bittersweet reverie how it felt to sit in that future group crowd for 3 years. It was hard to let those senior classes go. So many of those incredible humans are sitting in the front rows here. So I'm going to take this moment to say thank you to all of the alumni who came out to celebrate this final show weekend. It means everything to us to have you all here, and none of this would make any sense without having your faces staring back at us every time we approach the microphones. To my seniors, thank you for believing in me and bringing me so readily into your last semester in this group. Thank you for wanting to know me. To the class of 2014, I'm amazed that you're all actually here tonight. World travelers. Thank you for teaching me to live my life out loud and to never be afraid. Your spirits, laughter, and joy color so much of my life and my years in this group. To the giant class of 2015, thank you for giving me anything I could have wanted and may not have known that I needed. In the vast diversity of heart, soul, and mind of your class, I have found something essential to learn from each of you. Thank you for letting me find love, pain, joy, sorrow, confusion, clarity, and every unadulterated raw emotion with you. To my class, Caroline and Ben. Caroline, you have always given us such a great example of how this group stays with you no matter where life takes you. I am so proud of you and so humbled by your talent, and I am confident that you will take your gifts so far. I wish I could have known you better, but you're always an acoustic. You have a beautiful heart, and I am so grateful that you worked so hard to keep this group a part of your life, even with all the unreal opportunities that have been presented to you. We missed you every time. Ben. Oh no. Even though we have consistently had the worst Halloween costumes. And you texted me on my birthday this year and said, "Happy birthday, Audrey, I'm glad you're Chinese." There exists between us a deep companionship that cannot be felt by the larger classes. I realized so often this year that there are moments and memories and people that exist only in our minds. Also arrangements, shout out to you, I don't know. Bringing in this giant class of babies with you is one of my highest tiered achievements, and it would not have been the same with anyone else. You have always enriched this group for me, Ben, because you move people. Everything you do is inspiring. To have the internal fortitude to so avidly believe in yourself, your abilities, and your ambitions despite all the obstacles that have been forced in your path is the most admirable quality I've ever observed in any human being. I am in awe of you every day, Ben. You see not with the eye, but with the heart, and that is an impossibly rare and beautiful quality. You love from the purest, deepest place, and that provides for friendships that are authentic and true and earth-shatteringly honest. I consider it an honor that a parallel of any degree is drawn between you and me, even if it's just our graduation year, and I hold you in my heart as one of my best friends. I will never be able to appropriately say just how much it means to me that you have loved me all along, and that our friendship has never wavered no matter the distance, time, or how much we have developed internally. Also, you're just weird. You're just the weirdest person I've ever met. I love it though. I love you for all of it and for everything that has come. I don't mean to play favorites, but Ben, I will miss you most of all. And then to Matt, my partner in my questionable and unpredictable, sometimes amounting to leadership skills this year. Thanks for standing by and waiting for me to finish while I sit at the front of the room and rambled nonsensically. For giving every bit of your heart to make us sound like champions. And on a very real note, for being one of my best friends. The sibling kind of best friends. You know, one time Matt and I got into a fight right before Hell Week. And we were trying to play it off like nothing happened for the sake of the group and the babies. But in our efforts, we just weren't really talking to each other. Until the bathroom break, when I was peeing in the men's bathroom because there's no girls' bathroom on site floor of Lions. And it was just Matt and me in the bathroom, and we hadn't talked yet, but both of us simultaneously crumbled, and he said, "Can you just hug me?" And I said, "I love you, Maddie," and immediately it was all over. It is so rare. It is so rare to find those kinds of friendships in life, but I knew I would find them in this group. Maddie, I'll miss following you around and videotaping you. I'll miss you saying the word Kristen in musical feedback whenever you can get away with it. I'll miss your ambling pride and passion when you think of a cool promo idea or make a joke that everyone laughs at. I'll miss your brimming cavern of a heart that feels without hesitation and loves with no bounds. I'll miss having someone around every day who I trust so endlessly. I'll miss your beautiful family, making me feel so warm and at ease. I'll miss laughing from the very deepest pit of my stomach as only you can make me do. I will miss you. I'll miss you every damn second, Matt. Thank you for making leading this group one of the greatest joys of my life. To Margaret and Josh, thank you for your beautiful and kind words. I have about 10 more speeches for each of you that I won't bore this audience with. So I'll just leave it at this for now. I love you both so, so deeply. I am so lucky that you two are the kind of people who want to love me. You know, I once had a profound conversation with Alex Kavanaugh, I know you're watching, about how we are all acoustics, but some people feel this group running through their blood and have a piece of it resting in their lungs so not a breath or a beat of their hearts can pass through without a whisper of this group. I sort of disagree now, Alex, in the sense that I would argue that we all find it running deep in ourselves at some point, and we may not know it has happened until we can't get it out of us. I found that quality in myself came to life when I began to recognize it in members younger than myself. I saw it in Matt, staying up until 4 in the morning, finishing promo videos his baby semester, and I still see it in him conducting this group with such passion and professionalism. I saw it in Liv, in the explosion of a live stream of thoughts and comments in our GroupMe, as she streamed it in the middle of the night in Paris. I saw it in Julie Gale, finishing arrangements abroad in Australia and Skyping into callbacks, cheeks illuminated and eyes bright with joy at just seeing our faces. I saw it in Kaylee every time she threw her head back in pure, uninhibited laughter, and when she marched up to the microphone confident as a superstar to slay her debut at Cafe this semester. I saw it in Ben when I got a phone call from him in January 2015, and he was telling me he had decided to return to DC and sing with us full time again, and I see it in him again every time he hears our babies sing. I saw it in Margaret when she let herself fall on us in the hardest time a person can know. And I see it in her pretty, joyful smile every time she looks at any of these humans. I saw it in Caroline at Sticks on a Playing Cafe with her eyes brimming full of tears at the words and music we so desperately wish she could share with us. You are missed, but you are never forgotten. I saw it in Dan every time he gave me a hug that lasted longer than I thought I wanted. But still left me sad when he finally pulled away. I saw it in Alex Rougeau with every dab, every single phrase he has coined in this group, and his tireless passion to give this group swag. I saw it in Sophia when she let her guard down for me on the ground in someone else's bathroom, vulnerable and delicate and so beautiful, feeling everything inside of her out loud. This group will always catch you when you fall. I saw it in Dominique with every stroke of genius and silliness that she brings to this group, running around like a fool to retrieve groups for Halloween show and invitationals with that same charming little grin upon her face every time. I saw it in Liz every time she saw one of her unbelievably artistic and inspired arrangements come to life, knowing that she designed it just for the voices in this group. I saw it in Julia. It's just about every silly word that comes out of her mouth. Always ready to DJ a party like no one else could, and give an unforgettable toast. Never be afraid to be every single goofy, brilliant thing that you are, girly goo. I saw it in Josh one day this year when I told him a sad bit of personal devastation, and his body physically fell, his eyes grew and his brow turned in, and he embraced me and let me start to cry right then and there. Thank you for that moment. I saw it in Tyler, simply in the contrast and the growth in his performance and his skill from his inception in this group to today. No one has grown more than you, and no one is actively working on their talent like you are, Tyler, and it's amazing to watch. Plus, you always put up with me, just trying to make you feel uncomfortable. I saw it in Lindsay on her sing-in night, as we watched Julia sitting alone in a chair singing Benny and the Jets to herself, and she said to me, I can't wait to be her friend. I saw it in Carrie in her tireless drive to ensure that everything is done on time, everyone is where they are supposed to be, and everyone is singing the correct syllables. Thank you for helping us keep it together. This lady always does. I saw it in NJ from his very first rehearsal because he cannot be around this group and not be smiling, and that is such a beautiful thing. I saw it in Gage's endless ability to be there for people in this group from day one, sitting across from me in the rat every day, so present at everything. The time I ironed a dress in your room when you weren't even there, your reminder text from your friendly neighborhood nurses, the list goes on. And I see it in you too, Alex Kavanaugh, no matter how much you want to deny it. Alex loves this group more than he loves anything else, and the amount of extra things he does for these people and this whole production is endless and impossible to list, but he knows and he knows that I miss you more than ever tonight, darling. I see this group running deep in you all, and it is so hard for me to let you all go to take on this experience without me, for many reasons. First of all, being I'm a control freak, but also because I cannot imagine a daily life that does not run deep with all of you. Singing, talking, laughing, loving, hugging, eating, smiling, rat packing, and just being. I cherish every single one of you and every second we have had together, and preemptively the ones that we will have. I feel each and every one of your hearts deep in my heart, and that is a place you will always, always have. To the people here tonight who are here for me that are not acoustics, thank you for sitting through all of this. It means the world to me. You mean the world to me. To my sweet roommates and best friends, the 6 most intelligent, compassionate, beautiful humans, thank you for always listening, laughing, loving, and letting me be so obsessed with this group. Woohoo! I've decided the best way to do this is to give all of you acoustics-related superlatives, so here it goes. Sarah Chung for the most Spotify plays of Hercules. Jess Shawboy for most likely to be mistaken for an alumni. Caitlin for the most clever placements of Alfred to scare people. Elizabeth for the actual ability to sing and harmonize with me. Olivia for the most likely to listen to me tirelessly about intergroup relationship drama. And Megan for most valiant effort to learn a cappella parts and also how to beatbox. You are patient, kind, loving ladies that I am so grateful to know. Thank you for always being my biggest fans. Jay, I know that I'll always take second to the sharks in your heart, and I've just come to terms with it at this point. To my mother and father, who sadly could not be here tonight, thank you for forcing me into voice lessons 8 years ago. There was no chance I would be here if you hadn't done so, and this is a beautiful place to be. Thank you for believing in me when there was no reason to, for being proud of me although I am excessively ordinary, and for letting me just be me. I spent my first semester this year completing a full-time student teaching practicum through my education major in Lynch School. I don't want to be a teacher, so while it was a hard semester, I remember one day I observed a lesson taught by the teacher with whom I was working, and she was doing a creative writing assignment on Henry David Thoreau's Walden. She asked her class, "Where is your Walden?" or "Where do you go to feel yourself?" I had this brilliant flash of clarity as my mind spun off thinking of this group. The acoustics is where I go to feel the most uninhibited version of myself, to love without doubt, to grow without hesitation. I am humbled every day that I know so many wonderful people who make this group a place I can run to with every problem or happiness I may encounter. You all make it so easy to love and to be loved, and I cannot wait to see what is waiting for me on the other side. Thank you for making it a home. Ms. Prez out.